Cinematic. Okay. We'll probably start here and then we'll go inside and talk to them. Linda. Hi. Good.
Nice to meet you.
Chase.
Nice to meet you.
You too. That's Yogi boy.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
Yeah.
How old is he again?
He'll be 2 in
Look at
October.
this thing. Is he sweet? Is he a super sweet dog? Is he aggressive?
Is, but he's just wild.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it, like certain tools that benefit others and why we use them and how to use them sometimes just to teach, right? Like to get rid of some tools, but to have certain tools forever.
Yeah.
Like a foundation is what I teach. Okay, and you can expand it. But you have to be able to do this foundation in every environment, the basics. And we'll go and talk inside.
Okay.
So I know Kathy wanted to come join us.
Okay.
Here, we'll start with this leash. Oh, sorry, big boy.
It's a baby.
He's how old?
He'll be 2 in October.
Okay. How long have you had him?
Since December. He was 8 weeks when we got him.
There you go. So you've had him since he's been a baby.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You can unclip. Cool. What was your name, sir?
Rob.
Rob. Chase.
Chase.
Nice to meet you.
you.
Do you mind grabbing this for me? And I'll just walk him inside for us.
Okay.
Actually, Linda, I want you to walk him.
Okay.
This is something different, okay? This tool, the slip lead. And why this leash is really important is it directs his head, right? Like we can have full control over your head to turn you, not to choke you out. Okay, like when he's pulling, bring him back to you.
I think that's kind of what this is. That's what I had on him before. Just slipped over his neck.
Oh, okay. Oh, it is a slip lead.
Yeah, but it was,
kinda. That's a clip lead.
Like
so.
choked himself. I think we might have got his trachea a little.
Well, you see that energy, how it's just like going. Bring him back to you, Mama. Bring him back to you.
Come, hey.
Okay. Now watch me with it. Okay. So I'm gonna pair up something that you were missing. So you're saying come, right? And the leash was showing him where to go to, but your body is going to be that communication. So if he can see you, he can read your body. That's really the purpose of this leash, is to turn him and guide him back to me. Like I'm at the end of this leash, right? Or you would be. But if he's leading, it's like Mom's not up there. You can't even see, you don't even know where you're going.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Right.
So if we can bring his energy and his focus back to you and eventually slow it down. Like we can't just have it here and then you're like, okay, I get to move again. You got to be able to bring it here and center it on you two.
Okay.
Whoever's leading him, it has to be a single person. And when we have that foundation of sitting and looking at me, then we can take it and move it into different environments. But that's always the expectation, is you guys sit and look at me. Whenever Mom and Dad tell you to, not asking, you got to always come to Mom.
Right.
Or come to Dad. Or come with Mom and Dad, the heel. Right? And then if we have something to put you on, great. But if we don't, then we have the ability to have you sit.
Right.
Like that has to be proved. Every dog knows how to sit. I get that.
Yeah.
But there's a progression in a sit.
Yeah.
No, can your dog sit and not move? How long can your dog sit and not move with dogs around or people,
Yeah.
Like that's a sit. You want to proof those commands. Good boy. Hey, sweet boy. All right, let's get in. We'll talk some more. We got a lot of talking. Hi, Kathy. Good. We got this big dog.
He is. He's
You
a
know.
big, beautiful boy. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Okay. And Rob, you can just put it in the middle. I'll move it probably a little bit. So we talked about the leash, you know, the slip lead. At least the purpose of it is, you can sit down, sit down, sit down. Just to really turn his energy back to you. I don't want a dog pulling themselves out, like choking themselves out. So to pair this strength is a collar. I use a collar to grab that attention. And I want it to be in line with his energy. I don't want something to be like, hey, Yogi. And he's like, what? Like, it should be like, Yogi, hey, turn around, look at me. Long term, that's what it should be. Like a one-time press. He knows it's my mom and dad trying to get my attention. Initially, though, you have to teach them that language. That every time you feel this, mom and dad are going to turn you back and look at them. So we're going to guide him back to this eye contact. The collar technology is like a TENS unit, so it contracts the muscle. And I'll have you feel it before I demo him for you. Just so you have an understanding of what it feels like. You know, we don't want anything too high, like I was saying, like when I equate it, it's like a tap on the shoulder. We don't want anything too soft either, right? Where he's just like ignoring it. Come here, good boy. Do you mind holding his leash?
Sure. Do you want me to take this one off him?
Sure. What is it?
That's his little soft collar.
Is it like a bark collar, or
It's got a vibrate, beep, and a shock.
Okay.
Yeah. He usually responds just to the beep and vibrate.
What do you do with it?
Well, when he's not like paying attention or pulling,
Sure.
we beep him, you know.
Sure.
I mean, kind of just have to put it on him.
Sure. Yeah, I think so. I think most dogs know, like, I have to be a more obedient dog with a collar on. Even like a leash expectation, right? It's like dogs get excited because they're going to go on a walk and see things. But can you be really good? Can you change that energy and be more focused? The collar gives you that ability because you're going to practice perfection. So sometimes we want our dogs just to listen, just enough, or sometimes we want them to be perfect because we're going into a stimulated environment that we don't want you to get confused in. Now it comes back to that bubble that I was talking about, where you're the center of this focus, which the collar is going to drive him to. Okay, Linda. So I want you to open your hand first. Close your hand. Okay. This first are going to vibrate just to make sure it's on. Okay. Now, why I don't use vibration is because this, I'm pressing different buttons. It just vibrates, right? It might vibrate a little bit more, but it doesn't change really the intensity.
Right.
Now, these numbers, which I'm going to subtly press, and just let me know when you feel them. Maybe a little bit now.
Yeah.
This is soft.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go up. Is that crystal clear?
Yeah. Well, no, it's
Still soft? Okay, then I'm going to go up another one.
Yeah, I can feel it.
You can feel it now. So you can see how it gradually goes up. I don't want anything spiking, right? If I ever see a dog react to it, that's just an indicator, oh, I got to go down.
Right.
I think I just went too high. I tapped you too high. So that's like the technology. Rob, real quick.
Okay.
Perfect. So I'm just going to go to the numbers. I'm going to skip the vibration. You'll probably feel it like now. Soft. I'm going to go up another one. Crystal clear now. Every time I press it, you feel it. Does it hurt? No, right? It's like chiropractors use them. So as far as like technology, some people use them for those ab stimulators. I just want it to be something that we can determine when we transmit to him. But we're going to use it to tell him what to do.
Right.
That's the system, is like getting your attention so I can go on to further tasks. Now, the biggest task for him is to slow down. So how do we do that? Well, we put him on place, right? Do you have one of these at home?
We have a bed.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have one of those.
Well, this is what we're going to recommend. Like as far as tools, this, the slip lead, and then the e-collar.
Okay.
Now this just gives him a definitive place, that's the command, to sit on, to ground him to. But we're going to prioritize this. We're going to make it like a tool where we can have you turn on it. We can get away from you and still have your focus. Like for him, his eyes are hard. I can see they're all over the place. Oh yeah. But that's like the switch he has to understand is how to be a different dog. You know, it's like you have a different, you can't be dog you were at home. You know, now we have people over at the house. Are you still going to be this dog where it's like, sorry, he's just a playful dog. Like, I know he's big and powerful. Or can he just be this other dog where he sits and he observes and he's like holding that energy in? You know, some dogs get super excited, which is awesome. Like, some dogs react in a bad manner. Some dogs get scared. But how do we resist that temptation to react in any way? We just confine it to this. Like, you don't run, you don't project, you don't jump, you don't get excited. You just sit and you relax until that energy's nice and calm, and then we release it. And then you can come and join the party. But he just needs to know how to turn the switch off. He can't be that dog for 20, 15, however long minutes. Because, yeah, he's calming down. But as soon as we change things, we go into that room. We go over here. He's going to just resort back to his energy. Okay. So I'm going to do the collar now. I'm going to show you what I do. What I like to start with is getting his clear focus. So energy commitment. Hi, big boy. Hi, big boy. Hi, big. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, silly boy.
He's very stubborn.
That's all right. Yeah. I hear that quite a bit. I hear that word all the time. But it's like how to tap into that. Oh, it can make you work for me, follow me. Like, don't get caught into your ways. Come here, big boy. Come here, big boy. And I could put you on something again to ground you and not give you really the ability to move too much. Like, we'll formalize that, but at least I put you on something where it's like, hey, just stay here for a second. So I just want you to observe this kind of sequence, how I get his attention. I'm not going to really talk through this. And then I'm going to transfer it to here. Okay? A lot of it's like dialing in this number. I'm going to press it a lot. Okay? Yeah. I'll press it probably over 100 times in this little like sequence. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. So my reward is love and affection. You know, just enough of a reward for you looking at me, like something you should do, and it creates you as the value. So, but I want to create straight lines. So like, it's good. Like, he sat and he looked at me for a second, but you're looking away from me. At least your body is. So I'm going to reset. And I'm going to start at square one. It has to be perfect. I know dogs are barking now. Good. That's like what's expected. Like, you have to work through these things during distractions. Right, yeah, boy. So work for mom, work for dad. Prioritize mom and dad. Because those things don't matter. Like dogs, people, we don't matter, but mom and dad give you everything, right? It's like they have to matter. You have to give in to them. Sit. 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 Good boy. Right there, come here. And I don't want things to be on his terms, right? When he shuts down or he's like, like play like goofball. It's like, well, that's not the expectation right now. Like, it's really to follow me. Don't look at that dog that's barking. Right, good boy, good boy. And what I do through repetition, what you would do is clear up this picture of every time is turning and looking at mom, dad, maybe getting to the next task, which is something like this. but the expectation is still the same. Right? Good boy. Good boy. Which is to sit, look at me, and then reward your energy. And then it gets easier. Right now he just got up there. This one I'm not going to release him. He'll be on this one for a second now.
So you're just kind of pulling back on him?
Well, to assist. So like this is a tool, right? The slip lead. I'm pairing all this tension with the collar. I'm going tap, 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 give into it. So I don't need this component to having him sit. That should be an expectation. Every time you get on place, you sit. Every time mom and dad stop, you sit. It's like default, sit. So they just know, oh, it grounds them to something. Because when they're standing, unless they know a formal stand and not move, it's like, I need you just to wait. So when I'm ready to move, you can move. But it's like, what he needs is like that mental release, right? Like he's a working boy. Like this is a stud when it comes to boxers. Like he's driven, he's powerful. You just need to know how to be that leader for that athlete, like how to be that coach for the athlete, I say. And make him do some things that he necessarily doesn't want to do, but he has to do. So I say it's the 3 things: come, place, or sit. You have to do that in any environment. Come, straight, right? Come to me. Also, heel, come with me. We're just going to formalize that position, that you just follow mom and dad's left leg pace and then putting them on something. So place. Sit is sit with eye contact. A normal program. So like after this, what your practice would be is I come in for an hour, or you guys come here for an hour, however this works moving forward. And then you practice for a week. You're just practicing these things at home so he can follow you in a controlled environment. He has to be best at home. And really stay on this through hard tasks. The first one is staying, like leaving the room. You know, I'm sure he wants to follow you. So if he can do that, okay, I went to the bathroom by myself, great. Next is doorbell rings. You have to put him through doorbell drills. This one's moving too much. Hold on. Just put it in the middle again. All right, big boy. So he's getting like amped up right here. You can see like getting confused, getting stressed out. I think a necessary thing about life in general is just stress and it's how you handle stress, right? So we get to put stress on him instead of intentional stress. It's like a random dog popped in. Now you're like elevated, stressed out, don't know how to handle him. It's like, oh, we can put the stress on you and coach you through it. That's what we gradually do, right? It's like we put them through more tasks. Dogs being present. That's stressful for dogs. Going into different environments like Home Depot, where we can coach him with the same concept, right? It's like Home Depot has place. They have the flat carts, those orange ones. I put you on there. Now this one moves. Oh, shoot. That's stressful for dogs, but they still need to like relax. And it's your ability as his leader to manage that energy for him. Like how fast can you get him down to this? So he was freaking out because the cot's moving. I get it. It's sliding in here. Okay, so let me slow things down. Come to me. Put you on this. You're on here. It's safe. But I was pressing the button through that whole sequence, and he's getting frustrated because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't understand it yet. And I was up a little bit high at points. So one time I was high and you saw him react. It's like I just went down from there. I'm like, okay, my bad. But you need to calm down. Like, don't freak out. So I just educate you and teach you how to use this tool with your certain dog. It's the same training as far as concept and practice. I teach you for an hour, you practice for a week, morning and evening. About 15 minutes each time. Morning sets the tone for the day. So if you're with him, he has a collar on, something random happens, Amazon package comes, come play sit. Let me shut that off really fast. You have company over. This is going to be the practice. Come place and sit. But gradually getting off of the leash. So I want you to start to just use this tool with your body. Long term is we get rid of all tools and you have your body and your voice as the tool. But you just want to trust him. I mean, the cool thing about the collar is we can take dogs off leash. So when he stresses out like that, he goes to almost like a fight mechanism, right? A little mouthy. Not an aggression, but a stress mechanism. Like, how does he handle stress? Okay, well, I'm going to use my mouth as a hand. I just try to be calm with that, but he can't act that way either way. Like, that can't be a coping mechanism for him. So I'm trying to shut that down as fast as possible without him dictating that situation. And calming him through it. So like these subtle pets and not babying him. Not like, oh my God, you're okay. I promise. Mom, dad, whoever does it. But more like, you're fine.
Yeah.
I know that was hard. This thing moved again.
Yeah.
But you see this energy that he's giving me, like he's locked in, because now I lost it. And he gets back to his thoughts. Like, oh God, what am I doing here? Like, so just look at me, bud. Like, if you look at me, everything's safe. Good boy. He would be looking at you guys. Yeah, right. So that's the first week. The first week is making sure that after your evening practice now, 15 minutes, he stays on place for an hour. Now, that's not first night. It's like first day is 10 minutes, 20 minutes, day 2. Day 6, before lesson 2, he's on here for an hour. Through all those distractions of leaving the room, creating chaos, vacuuming, people coming over, doorbells, he's just done it. He's like, fine, I'm going to give in to this. That's the submissive role that we need a dog to play. Instead of the fight mechanism or the flight, the other one that runs away, it's like this third option. It's like, hey, just be the submissive dog. Listen to mom and dad. They'll tell you what to do when you're stressed out. It's either come to mom or dad. If we have this, cool, or just sit and not move. Cool thing about home is we can create the chaos, right? That's what I'm saying. Those practices of proofing this concept is we can have people over, we can knock on doors. Outside, it gets difficult. We implement that second week. When you've practiced enough of this collar twice a day and throughout the day, if you're with him, that when he feels it in that new environment, he knows it's my parent. There's going to be some confusion because it's the environment, but we're trying to clear up that confusion by bringing that energy back to you and zeroing him in on you. Energy commitment. Right, this is what I'm talking about right here. He doesn't care about you guys anymore, even though you're his people. This guy has it. So the second week is you practice again, just kind of expanding this concept, working off leash hopefully by then, but changing it up even more. Okay, let's go to group class. Group class is 20 to 30 dogs, and you're just trying to navigate him through that stress. Oh God, this is crazy. Dogs are barking, there's energy here, dogs are moving, and he just has to be like, nope, whatever you want me to do, and not care about those dogs. Questions, Rob?
Well, so how many times, like whenever
I pressed it over 200 times.
Okay.
But not right now, right? Like, he's doing what I want him to do. I'm not doing anything with the collar. I'm not assisting him. But when he decided to move, I reminded him, hey, sit your butt down. Like, without my manual help, right? There's like, now we have this Bluetooth transmission where he's on the right frequency with me, and I can help remind him, oh yeah, I'm supposed to sit. Now, would he have done that at the beginning? Probably not, because he wouldn't have understood what that was. But I kept clearing up for him and rewarding him. It's like, hey, get to this last component, which is sit and look at me, and there's a big reward at the end, big enough reward at the end. So group class is every other Saturday. That's just your practice time, really. I'm not like giving clear instruction to each person. But if you're struggling with something by then, I'm handling dogs in that environment around, so you can build that confidence up with him. Or there's additional lessons. Okay, those are like Star Dogs additional lessons. They're 6 lessons for 500. The original one though that you guys would start with is the 1250. That's 2 private lessons, 6 months of group class. Now that's excluding the equipment. So I send you the links to the equipment first. You guys can talk about this, obviously. But the first thing that gets purchased is the equipment. So I send you links to this. I got an Amazon cart set up with the cot and your leash. And that's it. These are the 3 things you use forever. Questions?
So Kathy